Hi everybody and welcome to Carbon's DIY Garage. With this video I am starting a new series having to deal with this HVAC system that's running here behind me. This system is original to the house, so it's about 14 years old, and I had it inspected this summer. It's been a really hot summer here in southeast Houston. On that inspection report there were a lot of things that were identified that were quote-unquote wrong with it, and being that it's 14 years old, the recommendation was to replace the entire system. The only thing not wrong with it though is that the compressor and everything with the coolant, the Freon, is perfectly fine. Well, it turns out that all of the things on the list that they gave me, which includes out here, that fan motor that you see spinning, the contactor, the run capacitor, a couple other things, and then upstairs as well with the blower and the blower motor, resistor board up there. All of those things they say I have issues and need to be replaced. Well, it turns out that all of those things can actually be done by the homeowner pretty easily. So I'm gonna make a little video series on doing some work on this unit, and maybe it'll be helpful to everyone who's got their own HVAC systems that they want to at least nurse along for a few more years. Now the system directly behind me is a brand new Goodman. It's only about a year old, and honestly I'm still paying it off. So I want to make this other one last as long as I possibly can. So to kick the video series off, we're going to do something simple. We're going to replace the contactor. So I'll go ahead and get started and show you that. So I do have two HVAC units out here right next to each other, and I know that this one is for the unit I want to work on, and this is the unit that is the Goodman that I'm not going to be touching, but I'm still going to turn off power at both of them. There's too much power running through these circuits to take the risk of being electrocuted, so we're just going to go ahead and turn them both off. And it'll show you there's two different interrupts that I have back here. One's older, and it's just a toggle switch, circuit breaker. And you can hear that the compressor just cut off. And then the other type here for the Goodman, you pull it. And it's a little tight, give it a pull, and then set it up here. It is off. So now neither unit can get energized, and it's safe to work on. Always do this first. Conveniently, all of the hardware that you can replace and service is all in one spot on these units, and you can see the plumbing and the wiring harness all come up to the bottom of this panel, and then you just loosen the top two fasteners. Mine, I need a 5/16 inch socket. Remove the bottom two fasteners, and you can pull this panel down, take it off, and then you can see all the electronics. All right, so this is the inside electronics on the outdoor unit, and you've got your run capacitor here, your start capacitor, and then your contactor. And we did safe it electrically, but other things I've done inside the house and the thermostat, I've turned the system off, so there's no power coming from the thermostat. And also just have my multimeter, and I'm just checking across the bottom of the contactor. The leads from the house indeed say 0 volts. And then going out to the unit, also 0 volts. And then finally got my insulated screwdriver, and I'm just gonna go across the top of the capacitor and just short that across just to make sure that it is fully discharged. And now it is completely electrically safe, and I can go ahead and work with it without having to worry about being electrocuted. So the whole point of the contactor is to just close a relay. You can see the spring for it right there, and it provides power to the compressor and to the fan motor. And the start capacitor also provides some additional oomph to help get those things running when they first come on. The concern from the technician is that he said that it looks like there's some arcing going on down at the bottom part of the contactor, and it needed to be replaced. So when it came to buying a new part, first of all, I want to get this to run for the next few years, not for the next few hundred years. So I did get one off of Amazon versus from an HVAC supply company. It had some pretty good reviews, and I'll leave a link in the video description. But just came out to the unit, pulled the panel off, and I got the part number of the current contactor. It's on the label right there. Just search for that part number. You'll be able to find one that it's either the exact same thing or one that will work similar with it. And then you can also see the specs for it right there on the label. You want to make sure that the specs of the one you buy matches up with or is better than the one you're replacing. So when it comes to actually replacing it, it's just a matter of using the screwdriver or the socket driver to take all of the wires off and take the unit off of the case, put the new unit on the case, put all the wires back on just the way you found them. Might be helpful to take some pictures beforehand so that you know exactly how it's supposed to go, put it all back together, and really that's all there is to it. So with the cover still off, I've turned the thermostat in the house back on. I'm going to energize the outdoor unit here and make sure everything works. And that is the end for this maintenance. I got the old contactor right there, and I wrote the part number that I took out just in case I need it in the future. And this certainly saved me a good amount of money, and you can see the tally sheet here. And I'm going to keep updating this as I go through this video series, but it didn't take all that much time. Certainly a good monetary savings and very easy to do. Highly recommend. If you need to do this, you can do it yourself. Piece of cake. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put the panel back on just the same way as I took it off, turn the power back on, and go back inside where it should be nice and cool with this running again. Until the next video in this series, appreciate any comments or questions that you've got. Drop them in the comment section, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.